Hey, folks, do you remember just a couple of days ago, we saw an interview with Jerry Seinfeld. I think it was by David Remnick from The New Yorker, where, do we even have that? Can we, let's pop just like a second. Because now we understand why Jerry Seinfeld is, complaining about the left wing and wokeness, which is ruining comedy. And he said that like it's all by committees now, and you can't do what you want. And he said, but it doesn't affect me and Larry David. And so it's unclear who he's talking about.
Well, Larry's had a successful show for years. I don't know what Jerry's been up to besides B-Movie and I guess this latest venture.
Well, it's possible that Jerry Seinfeld is really helping out the young comedians who are really hip. He's probably not doing that.
The young comedians.
Yeah, exactly. Who are trying to write stuff. But Jerry Seinfeld, is he a billionaire? Maybe he's got a little bit less than a billionaire, but he's got so much money, doesn't know what to do with it. Of course, he should be incredibly marketable too, because he's, at a very popular show. So he goes to Netflix. He has the opportunity to write and direct and star in his own movie. Now, I know, based upon what he said about how constraining comedy is for others, not for him, that this is going to be a pretty hard-hitting, tough movie. Edgy. And I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Unfrosted, the story of breakfast cereal wars. But just so you know, it's not a hard-hitting expose into like all of the things that you could really analyze about cereal and why it exists and how it, has led to health problems with Americans and et cetera, et cetera. No, it's really just more of like a kitschy thing, which is one of the most unfunny, well, maybe it's just a bad trailer, but let's listen.
Ground control, we are go for launch.
T-minus 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
I believe we have split the atom of breakfast.
In the early 1960s, the American morning was defined by milk and cereal. And the two undisputed giants of the cereal world were Kellogg's and Post.
Major news from the breakfast world. The Post Cereal Company has reportedly invented a shelf-stable fruit pastry breakfast product.
No.
Yeah.
Boy.
It's Post. They did it.
I'm about to finally crush that big red K that never stops glaring at me.
There she is.
I don't think Post did it.
There's always a surprise inside the box.
What if they use xanthan gum?
Xanthan.
Kellogg's is entering the race to reinvent breakfast with the help of Steve Schwinn, Chef Boyardee, and Jack LaLanne.
They're stacking the deck with ringers.
You know Isaiah Lamb from Quaker?
You Kellogg's people.
We're about to have some very powerful people very upset.
You have to win. Are you making any progress?
It's not to scale, but...
What are you guys, 5 years old? Little John draws better than that. And I think there's something wrong with him.
Nobody said this was going to be easy.
We're talking about happy childhoods for millions of American kids.
The important thing is the name.
Frank Magoo's. What?
No.
Heat 'em up and eat 'em ups.
No sale.
Oblong nibblers.
Is this a joke?
That is the operative question. Is this even supposed to be funny?
What happened?
I've heard pretty bad things
With movies.
too,
I mean,
by the way.
Barbie, I guess this is in like kind of the, we're going to make a movie about a giant cultural product that we all remember from our, like the Nike movie, which I haven't seen. Ferrari, I guess, did a movie too.
Well,
what does it
Coppola
say?
did Tucker, right? I mean, that was a movie about the development of a car company.
Okay. But these are like real intellectual properties.
That's been a kind of recent trend, what you're saying, like the creation of the Jordan shoe, as the Barbie stuff. They've now greenlit a Polly Pocket movie that Lena Dunham is writing.
This is so appropriate because this is like Jerry Seinfeld's in like the 50s. Like this is it is.
And it's just an excuse for him
part
to
of
drive that 50s car. I'm sure that's how he worked backwards from it.
That actually wouldn't surprise me. But it is the idea that this guy's bemoaning that comedians can't take risks anymore. And he does one of the most sort of like banal, unfunny, and there's a lot of talented people in there. So I'm sure there's some funny moments, but maybe the editor, to be fair, who does the promos, and they don't work on the film, it's different people. Maybe the editor was like, we're going to save the good stuff for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I get people say it's nostalgia, but nostalgia about brands, is that really like where our culture is? I think it doesn't say something good about us, that this is what we all share together. It's different brand names.
But it also shows that maybe the reason why Jerry Seinfeld is finding that the woke left and the college students and the young people are not finding him funny is not because they're concerned about the PC quality of his work, but rather they're concerned with the lack of funniness in his work.
Yeah, I mean, there have been many successful comedy shows since Seinfeld. I guess he just wasn't paying attention to like Curb, which he guest starred on, or Veep, or It's Always Sunny, or 30 Rock, which all took risks. Not Jerry.
Jerry
though.
unleashed, though. Now he can be funny and do whatever he wants.
Totally
He's not
unleashed.
cared about being restrained by your sort of overwhelming morality. So
Bullfrog
post Kellogg's jokes.
Bullfrog sums it up like this. What's the deal about movies about cereals? There you go.
I mean, he's so down on his luck. It's not like he could take a risk or anything.
Yep.
Imagine you had that much money and you still couldn't like be funny.
I know.
Matt Zoller Sites at RogerEbert.com ended his review of Unfrosted by saying, Unfrosted is one of many free viewing options on a streaming platform with thousands more, so people will watch it or the first 5 or 10 minutes of it. It's not only a critic-proof movie, it's an artistry-proof movie and an audience-proof movie. This review is the tree that fell in the forest with no one around.
Yeah.
It's out now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
Oh, I want
There
those
are some
internal
things.
numbers
There are
on
some
Netflix.
things that are so bad they're good. This is worse.
Yeah.
It seems to me, but we'll see. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.